Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Joe, and you're watching The Average Joe Plays. Alright guys, for today's video, it is not a gameplay video, it is a learning video. We love learning. Yay. So, I thought it'd be fun to create my own support item kind of tier list. Mainly, it's going to focus on support items and whether I think they should be billed, S being like probably should always be billed, A being it's a very good item, definitely should move them in. B is going to be more mid-tier, not situational, but just kind of overall like it will work. C definitely going to be situational. D I guess, and then F, just never ever buy it. As you can see down here, there are tons and tons of attack items, and I'm going to be focusing more on the defensive. So we're just going to, I don't think as a support, you should be building, let's say, damage items. Like I'm not fully convinced unless you're gaining a crap ton of pressure. I don't really see the point of it. Get that out of there. All right, so we're back. So this was agility grease. It shouldn't belong in there. This goes right here. It's not that good. I mean, it's fine. It's definitely an early item build. Agility relic. New players are probably gonna like it. I don't think you should ever do it on support. I know you can see it. You see it on Ymir. You see it on anyone that wants to be in your face. But I think you're giving up a very good spot for support being the shell or Sunder option. I hate agility relic. It's going enough. Don't buy it. On Chile, decent item. The silence is good on it. It is magical protections. You can work it into builds, especially if there are more magical attack on the other team. Berserkers. That's Berserker or Glad Shield. Support. You can probably work it in. This is more of a solo item, but for support, I'd probably put probably back in C. We can see what it does. Yeah, magical protections, attack speed, physical protections. I mean, you might put it on Yorm. Falling below 60 health. Become Berserk for 8 seconds, which is the buff from the protections, you know what I mean? So it's way more of a solo item, so we're just gonna knock it down a slot. But there are a couple tanks that would benefit from it. You could probably run Bologna as a tank, and that would be pretty good for some pressure. So I don't want to, we're putting it back in C. I don't want to like totally knock it. Blank can work on supports, certain supports, especially like a Ares engage or a Ymir engage, stuff like that. However, it does not beat out the shell spot. So if you're not used to playing support, you want to do damage, we're going to put it up there. That's for you. I think it's god dependent, so that's why it's probably going to end up in C. Let's see. Breastplate, I think, is for a casual build. We're going to go right here. I think it's always a good item. I don't think it's ever OP. I don't think it's ever, you're not trolling if you build it. So I think it's a pretty good, I think B is a very good spot for that. Not too much else to say about that one. I believe it must be in here somewhere. If you guys want to see the stats on that. Mana, MP5, if you need MP regen, definitely a good item. Physical protections, cooldown reduction. Cooldown should always be up in here. All right, there's always going to be the better support items. Next item, I think we're at Cersei's. Cersei's very good. Free beads plus cooldown. You get to turn to a pig, and some health regen and plus health. So the dash, get in, get out, as well as the cooldown. It's a free beads for a tank. You don't have to like be going like Magi's or anything, and you can choose it to engage or disengage. Very strong item. Contagion. This is very situational. Super situational, god dependent. It's kind of not great. We can look at the stats right here. You know, if they have a ton of healing, a ton of lifesteal, where is this little pot of greed? Right here. And it's, you know, it's a bunch of health. Problem is, Kins really does counter a lot of the health in this game. Like, a lot of hunters, at least in my games, are building it like second or third for whatever reason. So I've been going the protection routes more because once you know, if you're building too many health items early, you can start getting shredded super fast. Plus the healing and the anti-heal kind of like this is kind of like the anti-heal item. It's just not used a bunch. So because of the matchups right now. So I'm going to put that right there in D. Let's see. Where's our next item? We're going Draconic. I don't see the need to build this item. It's kind of nice. It balances the magical protections. It's just like an overall item. If you're damaged by a god, you gain 2 protections and the stack lasts, and then it get decays. So you know, you're probably gonna build it last, but you don't get any cooldown on it. So I'm not gonna put it. Maybe I'll put it in situational. If you want to be a little bit more tanky and your cooldown is right where you're at, you can build it, but definitely not really a go-to item in my book. Dorphins, haven't tested it out since the rework. I believe it got reworked as an item, and I haven't really tested it out. The problem is I'm just gonna leave it in B, just because I believe the stats aren't terrible on it. Yeah, 40 magical, 40 physical, nothing to be ashamed of. Like that's very high stacks. The problem is that it is an active item, and once we start getting up here, you'll see why. There's going to be some more active items that I think are just better overall as support. Erosion, unless they have shields, you don't really build it. I don't really see the difference. I just think that sometimes shields come up, they're gone, come up, they're gone. You know, unless you're going up against a team that is actively trying to build shields, that would be good. The other, like the little shields that you see, are generally from like the starter Selflessness, and I would not build that just to counter that. So that's why it could go C or D. Moving on. Prophetic Eye. I wish I could use it more. It's running into the same problem as B. I think you can get. I was going it. It was fun. You basically get this eye, and it can see other people's wards on the map, and you can basically counter ward, and then you get gold from it. So it's fun to use. However, like I said, it falls into the Dorphin's trap, where it is an active item where I think there's just overall better items. So Freya's. Ooh. I think Freya's is good at any time. You can build it early, you can build it late. We're going to keep it in A tier for right now. We might move it up. I'll let you guys see exactly what it does. Magical protections, physical protections, cooldown reduction. On 25% of your health loss, 15% physical and magical protections from items for 5 seconds. So basically, I think you can build it early just because of the cooldown. Just having that reduced cooldown on the base item, not even the passive yet, is good. I would say good enough early for a lot of supports that have long cooldown times. And the passive, once you get to late game, so like basically if you got to your 3rd, 4th, 5th item, it just multiplies on top of that. So progressively it's getting better. Like I would always build it. It's right there. Thebes, I love this item in Smite 1. I loved it in the beginning of Smite 2. I don't see why you build this item right now with Kins. It's just this is an OG Smite item. It works almost the same. You get a bunch of health. I don't think health is that strong right now. I would not buy it. If you're looking at other people's list and you see it on there, it's probably because Smite 1. Genji's For a support item early, very good. I would put it in B. I think it is, there is a little bit of god dependent, you know, who you're facing. And it basically will reduce cooldown with getting hit by a magical attack. So where is our Genji's? And the stats aren't terrible. Max mana, magical protection, 50 magical protections, that's a bunch, as well as the cooldown. And then there's the passive. If you're hit by a magical ability, it's -3 seconds. And then that's every 15 seconds. So basically, if you're like, you know, you drift over to mid on your first rotation and you have that, you're going to be pretty good. You can build it like items 1 and 2. Don't know if I would necessarily go 1 unless they are all mad. Maybe you're going up against a soul in the dual lane. Berserkers, same thing. It's not it could be a good, we're going to go B. Can be used to support. I think it's more of a solo item. Pridwin. This runs into the Dorphin, but I really wouldn't build this unless you really want to. I mean, it does have cooldown reduction, but only +12, not, you know, 20. I get that it has the shield, and you gain a shield, and it explodes and all that. I mean, that's so fun, right? But you really have to be on top of the enemy. If that's how you play, I think you could probably put it into B and it'll be fine. The problem is it is an active item and there are better team active items in the game right now. So, well, for you Pridwin lovers right here, we'll put it in B. Can build it. I think it takes up an active item slot and that I would use for something else. Okay. This thing right here, there really isn't any, like, maybe you could run it on Guan Yu support, but there really isn't any support that can use this right now. They just have to rework that item. I'd say Hide's pretty good, but runs into that active, so I'm gonna put it in B. There's where are the S tier? This is S tier. We all know that starter is just OP. Moving down through the list. The list. Hide. Health items aren't that good. You have to stack it, so you have to build early. You're giving up a spot for Stampede. You're giving up a spot for early Shell. Lightbinder, situational. Some gods you can buy it first. I think it's way more of a solo item now than it is a support. It is fun. I used to run this all the time. I would have put it there a couple months ago, but now I'm going to put it here just because the shield that you get they dampen the effect of that. So like the later the game goes, the less impactful it is. Early game though, this thing is absolutely cracked. And let's check max health is good. So you bulk up a little bit. And then if you were like an intelligence god, like RDO, you can work. I mean, maybe if you're running like a support Sun Wukong, can also work very good for that early pressure. But other than that, it kind of falls off. Magi's, you can run it. It's fine. There's a lot of CC right now. You might be giving up a spot for this with an active item though. So I prioritize active items when I play this game. Mantle, it's a fine last item. It's not terrible. It's kind of expensive though. 20 magical, physical, and it does have the cooldown reduction. Stuns enemies, you know, you can just like, if you don't know what to build for your final item, you can go this if you want to. So I would say that's acceptable. Just in the B. I don't think it's like anything bad, anything good. I would not for the life of me buy this. It doesn't do a crap ton of damage. We'll take a look and see how much damage it is. I had to build it in a game the other day when I was playing Hades. But yeah, so it's health, physical protections, and then magical damage over, what does it say? Over a couple seconds per 1 second. Yep. 50% close range and then minus 50% at maximum range. The reason why I don't like this is because it's focusing on health. The healthier you are, I think, the harder it is, especially right now with this item right here, Kins. Kins is just like you don't. If a hunter builds that, anything you're doing with health items kind of goes down the drain. Especially if you're. We're gonna skip to this item right here, and I'm gonna put it at the top. Stampede. All right, so I build this first. It is a great item. It is an active item. It has, since I can't remember all the numbers. Oh, I clicked on that. Okay, so it has health, physical protections, kind of similar to, you know, what are we talking about? Mystical Mail. But it gives everybody slow immunity. You know what I mean? And it's you and whoever's around you. So, and it's over 4 seconds, right? With 90 seconds cooldown. So you're popping that a lot with health regen, right? So as a tank, you're not supposed to really be doing like that much damage. You want to be getting your damage player to, you know, be doing the damage. So that is why I think Stampede is just overall a better item than Mystical Mail. It is a way better slot. Almost every team fight, it will be up, I think, as the best first or second item. If you're going like a stacking item, let's say Leviathans, you have to go that first. This has more health, so if someone is going Kins, you're gonna be getting shredded a lot sooner. This has less health, has the health regen, which doesn't affect this, and you can just throw it down every 90 seconds. Great support team item. Oni's probably the best magical defense item in the game. We can look at that if you guys want to. I didn't realize how much I didn't know about the items until I started doing this video. But we're going to be learning. We're going to be learning for the channel. So yeah, so Ani's kind of similar to Genji's. 40% or 40% plus 40 magical protections with having for each enemy god a radius of damage mitigation. If you go this like second or third, it is pretty good going into magical, and that damage mitigation will stack up over time. I think it's very, you just become like a beefcake. Okay, yes, finally, the thing I was talking about. Shell. I think Shell can be used as a starter if you want to. If you're newer to the game, you can just go this relic if you want to. Like, nothing wrong with that, right? This is just kind of like a casual support tier list. It's not, we're not going into rank or anything like that. So, great first item. It lets you pass through your mirror wall, lets you go past the emojis, you know, ult, and can save your teammates, you know, and it's a pretty big, whoever's in that radius gets the shell. Very good starter. We'll just go over the upgrade right now. This upgrade is OP. You should be getting it second. You can get it second if you really want to. You can get it third if you want to. Whichever slot that is, you should be getting it. Fourth, I think you should always build it basically. And what it does is it provides you that same shell, but also in that shell, it becomes a damage reduction area. And so if you're going into team fights, let's say you get this around minute 15, right? You're going to be you're starting to group, right? You're starting to group, you're starting to fight over gold, you're starting to fight over the second Night Naga. Throw it down. You have the enemy has two options. You throw it down, they can either walk in and try to kill you, and you're going to die not as fast, or they all have to stop attacking you and walk out of that circle. So you can basically use it to save your teammates, win team fights, or reposition it to win that team fight. Very good item. You do have to buy it and upgrade it. So basically you would then choose a different active item after you bought that. So with that out of the way, that does count as an active item slot. That's why some of these are a little bit like, I would not trade this spot for here. So we already got two. And then here are your options, right? Here are your options. You're going to be giving up something. You can't, if you want these OP items, right? So that is why they're more in the B. So, Pharaohs. situational. I would even say, if you're casual, probably could put it up here. But I will put it down here because this is very dependent on attack speed. If you're playing a support that needs more attack speed, like I said, Bologna, and you're trying to play support, I would go it, because one of the nice parts about Bologna creating pressure is you have to be on top of the other god, and this carries a horrific, which in Smite 1 is the slow, and so you can basically slow people. It can also minus 50% shields, minus 20% movement speed, and attack speed. So if you're going up against a bunch of attack speed characters and you just want something to kind of like nullify that a little bit, you can use it. The range is kind of small. It's hard. You are going on one. You're not like, it's kind of hard to hit everyone. If you do hit everyone because their positioning is bad, that's good. You also don't run into a lot of, attack speed gods all at the same time. So Meteor. Yeah, it's running into the same problem. I think you can use, I think this isn't being used a lot. The stats aren't terrible on it. You launch yourselves into the nether regions, but the problem is you probably have already used your slots, and there are other better active items, right, that could take that, like Circe's. Circe's in that last spot. There you go. There's your 3 items. So that's why it's in B. Gotta do some testing on that. That's gonna be fun. Could be in an upcoming video. Greaves, there's no reason to buy this item, or the regrowth striders, excuse me. We already talked about Greaves over there. No reason to buy that item. Sanguine Lash, if you're going a non-traditional support, you can buy it. It's still overpowered for solo lane. Yorm, you need to buy this on. I think you could also buy it on Yorm support. If you don't know how to play Yorm, buy this item. Buy, where is it? Umbral, which is right here. And you can learn how to play Yorm very fast. There is my Yorm tip of the day. Underused item, I think it's very good. I just, the way that they changed it, it's more of like a circular shape now instead of a cone. It is one of the only items with like a higher magical protection and plus cooldown. So you're silenced for 1 second, minus 10 protections for 4 seconds. During the Moonlight phase, I didn't realize that it changed during the Moonlight phase. That's cool. I am learning by doing videos. This is amazing. Hits enemies around you. Silence lasts 1.5 seconds. Minus, it reduces protections now too. So yeah, I mean, I didn't realize how much they changed that. But silences are huge, especially during team fights, especially when people are trying to remove themselves across the map. So I think I don't see a lot of people doing it. I think it's a sleeper item. I think it's a very good item. I think silences are underrated right now. Spectrals. So they changed how Spectral works. So this is your anti-crit. This is your anti-crit attack speed. One is the regular Spectral, which is right here. Max health, physical protections, minus 25 attack speed, minus 25 damage with critical strikes. They do not stack with Visage or whatever we're calling this, but it does the same thing, except you're getting magical protections. Okay? If you see a Merc, if you see a Jingwei, you automatically probably should build this. It is very good at countering crit, and crit is I think crit is very popular right now. It might not be the best thing in every single game, but I do know that it's popular. You can shut down Jingwei early game, Merc early game, just by buying this item and then helping out wherever they are on the map. Very good items. They split into 2. It is the second reason why Mystical Mail is not very good, because you're giving up this spot for this, and overall their stats are, let's see, 300, 400, 25, 30, minus attack speed, minus damage on critical strikes. You get to kind of hurt somebody. It's just, I think for support, it's no brain. These are almost a must build right now, and just, you guys just have to, they're situational, but you just have to know the situations when they happen. It's almost always a good buy. You could probably buy them every game and and do very well. Onis, this is way more of a support, or not a support, solo item. I don't see it built a lot. If your team, the only thing I can see is if your team really needed attack speed. Sphere, good. Gives magical protections, and gives you this nice little magical shield that I think is pretty good. Also gives intelligence, so gods that it can really work on are, I think, like Artio and Yorm, if you're doing Yorm support. I mean, I guess it really does. Anyone that you can really spam your abilities and those abilities scale with intelligence, those right off the bat are pretty good. It is way more expensive. I was building it second just because of how strong the shield was, but in the last patch, they kind of nerfed the shield a little bit. Spirit Robe, another A. 4th or 5th item. It's just really good. Let's go hover over it. Where are you? Where are you, my Spirit Robe? This is kind of like, I don't know what to build. I'll build it anyway. If you're hit by a hard crowd control, you get plus 40. You just become a beefcake for a little bit. As well as it's not too expensive. It's kind of like the I don't know what I'm doing, you know, like kind of item. 4th, 5th, those are your best. All right, best spots for it. It is pretty good. Trying to use this item hard. Stone of Binding. It's just very, you have for the passive to go off, you have to hard crowd control an enemy for, you know, I think more than once, right? So like this, and then it stacks. So I think you have to hit multiple enemies at the same time. And just right now, it's not very hard to hit multiple enemies. It is very hard to have a CC ability that isn't an ult hit multiple enemies. So you used to be able to run this on Bacchus. You really can't anymore because people can stun you out of your belch or your jump or whatever like that. With the CC buffering stuff, I think this item just becomes harder to pull off. Stingent, solo item. You can use it. I don't think the slows do very much. Sunder, very good item. Upgraded Sunder. We'll go here. You can do it. Maybe we'll go right here. You can do it. You're giving up an active item spot for one of these puppies. One of these puppies in the S and A tier. Very good early. I like doing the camps. Team bead, situational. Same kind of Sunder thing. If you some gods when you're playing in, you know, a little bit higher, not higher level, but if the other team comp has just a lot of stuns, a lot of CC kind of crap happening, you are going to want to build a team beads just to support your team, but then you're giving up something else. So I would probably swap this out with maybe Shell or something like that. Did I forget? I forgot this. Do we have the upgraded version of it? All right. Prophetic. Why is it low? Why is it low? Well, because you have to stack this. The stack version of this, super good. If you can stack this thing, it makes you super tanky. Where is it? Right here. Does have some cooldown, plus 22 magical protections, plus 22 physical protections. Problem is, you need 20 you need 20 stacks of this item, and it's a +1 protection against the damage type they dealt. So you have to damage a god. And so you have to go to physical, you have to go to magical. It is +5 physical protections and magical protections, and then +6% damage mitigation. When it evolves, and that's the keyword, when it evolves. If you cannot stack this, it is almost worthless. I played a game as Bacchus, and I was trying to stack it. And I just couldn't get to where I needed to be. Did not have anyone with like a physical damage, right? Like I'm having to do these team fights where they're all magical. Well, and I had to be there. Like it was a non-option. So I couldn't go around and just stack them. So how the game works right now, because there's so much to do, like so many places you have to be. If the right gods don't go to the spots that you need to be at that time, and you're not stacking this by like buying your third item, it becomes very, very difficult to have that low non-stacks, basically. Just very, 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 very difficult, because you could be buying this, you could be buying a different item and already be above those protections. But if you build it and you get all those bonus passives, you become so unkillable. It is crazy. I don't think it is necessarily the fact that it's a stacking item. I think it is the how you play support greatly affects when that thing becomes upgraded, right? And if you're going to things and the situation pops up where, you know, you can't hit 3 people at once, you know, to damage that god, you know, it's just very hard to build. Very, not hard to build, very situational. If they have 4 magical characters on the other team that are doing that deep, you know, that damage, you don't build this at all. So I guess it's more situational. I wish it was. I was trying to do this a little bit more. I just couldn't get any consistency. Even building this first, right? You're giving up Stampede, something that you can be using every 90 seconds to try to go and build this. Like I tried it, didn't like it. I mean, when it is fully built, I do think it's a top tier item. It's just whatever. Selflessness up there, OP starter. Almost done, guys. We are almost done. World Stone is definitely not. Don't build that. Aegis, some gods do it. If you want to like this one where you can like stop and heal up a little bit, that might be a little bit better than regular Aegis. I just don't see why you would build. This is very situational, game dependent. Umbral. I think it's a better Lash. I think this item is just better. Lifesteal 10%, physical protections 40. There are some supports you could run this on, and it would be an absolute nightmare to go against it. This is a Smite 1 item, never build it. Warhammer. I think both of them are good. I would just say that there's more times where that shield helps out. If your team comp's a little bit more aggressive, go this. If you're feeling like you're ready to beat the crap out of other team, go this War Banner. Is this, I can't remember, that Magic Pearl thing, is that a defensive item? Yeah, I mean, it's mana. It's a crap ton of mana. It's expensive. I think Kins, you know, just with Kins being a thing, it's not very good. I haven't tried this one, so we'll just put it in C. I don't even know what it's called. I can't even pronounce it. But it reacts during the moonlight phase. So, but I mean, looking right at it, maybe I should be building it on. Oh, it's an active item. That is really the problem with some of these. It's just you're giving up that active. You can have 3 actives. You're giving it up. Yogis, beginner item. You can build it. You're giving up this. You're giving up one of these starters early, which sometimes can be good, sometimes not so good. It is a health item, so I think Kins definitely will counter that. But you are kind of regaining health more, and it's pretty cheap. So you want to be building it kind of first or second. It's cheap, but overall, when you play support, you're trying to help. Excuse me. You're trying to help your team. So anything with big active abilities, I think, override any of these singular things, right? Because this is for you. Magi's is for you. Prophetic is for you, or Yeah, is that Prophetica? Yeah, is for you. You know, you're trying to do things for your team. Notice how all these items, this is for your team. 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 This is for you and your team. This is for you for the cooldown. This is for you, team. You, team, you, team. So the best items as a support that you can build are stuff to help your teammates out. So lesson learned, that is my tier list. We're going to call it the average Joe's support item Smite tier list. Perfect. Oh, and we're just gonna, our average Joe's plays, and then I will post that onto Smite Source. Smite Source, if you haven't already noticed, is a very good website for everything Smite right now. Everything for Smite 2. It is made by another content creator, Weekend, who has, I know, I've been watching his videos for a very long time, and he is truly dedicated to this game, which is why this website exists. So glad it exists, glad it can help other people out. Let me know your guys' thoughts on these items. Let me know if it helped you out a bit, if I need to do a little bit better on explaining some stuff. I am fairly new to at least putting this into a form of media, like a video. Instead of just like knowing in my head, I go this. But just let me know down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please hit that like button, then subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Smite 2 content like this. And I will see you all in the next video, and have a great one wherever you are. Peace. Hey there, my basement dwelling gamers. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. You are really, really, really neat. If you are just wandering in and are new to the channel, I make some cool videos of video games and collecting, whatever I'm in the mood for. If you want to stay up to date with me, please consider hitting that subscribe button and pressing the notifications so you can know exactly when the next video drops. If you like today's video, why not just hit that like button so we can reach the hearts of more people, and of course, drop a comment down below. All right, friends, this is the Average Joe saying have a great one wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.